So as usual, driving somewhere. We're on our way back from Walmart actually because we had to get last minute costume supplies for a party.
I had to get some Pro Buds.
That's not why we went, but we actually went for your face. And I am going to be heading to the farm and hopefully taking some rabbits. That hasn't quite been decided if that's happening today or not, but we are going to the farm, and if at all possible, I do intend to take rabbits. Since I was thinking that last night as I went home, how much it's going to really make our lives easier when we get all these rabbits out in one location, one feeding and watering situation, everybody out on the nice hard ground and nobody having trouble with their feet, and everybody being social and just having fun as being rabbits. Of course, I went home and had not one, but two cage issues.
I thought you said I went home and had to poo.
You're ruining my video.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm actually making it better.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Anyway, got home and had two rabbit issues. One actually that I knew about at the time, and the other one I didn't realize until this morning. My first one, when I went out to take care of the rabbits inside, I couldn't figure out why our cat looked weird, and I realized it wasn't the cat, it was a rabbit hopping around on the ground. And then I realized it wasn't just one rabbit, but it was multiple rabbits, which it seemed like a whole lot of rabbits because they're babies and they were hopping all over the place like mad. There were just two of them. But they're some of my champagne babies, so they're babies, but they're big babies. And I really thought one of them was my cat. So what they had done was they had emptied their feeder and gotten bored and played with their feeder until they rattled it off of the cage and went through the hole, which is one reason I do and do not. I mean, it's a love-hate relationship. You cut a hole in the side of your cage and put the J feeder through so that you can just put food in the outside of the cage without having to reach in, and the rabbits have their side. But the problem is then you have a hole in your cage, and if something happens, like what happened to me, they pop the feeder out and escape through the hole in the cage that is now wide open. So two of them decided to squeeze through the J feeder hole and take a walk in the wide, wide world. And one of them was a little wary. I mean, they know who I am, but they're still rabbits. They're still prey animals. They don't want to be caught. But he kept coming up, or she, I don't even know, they all look the same. Kept coming up and sniffing me and almost letting me pet them, and finally relaxed enough that I grabbed it. But the other one I chased all around the whole garage the whole time I was feeding everybody. And finally... Wait.
If this happened and you needed to catch rabbits, why didn't you call me?
Because it was 4 o'clock in the morning.
Your point?
Why were you awake?
I was awake because I was taking care of the rabbits.
You're going to prison.
Why am I going to prison?
Wake me
No one will be
up.
awake that
Actually,
long.
no,
I was awake that long because I was making last night's video, and it was so funny what they did at the band part that I had to get it done really fast because it was cracking me up just thinking about how funny the video was going to be. So I stayed up and I made the video, and then I went up to the rabbits. And the rabbits were like, "Finally, where have you been?" And of course, the spiders have overtaken the world. So when I saw them, they looked like little ghost rabbits because they had hopped through spider webs, and they were trying to get them off. It was pretty hilarious watching them trying to clean spider webs off their faces. But I finally was over by the hay bale, and the one rabbit was like, "You're really close to some stuff I might want to eat." And it calmed down enough thinking about how it quite possibly would want to eat some hay, enough for me to reach out and touch its nose and then snag it and put put it away. So that was the first problem that I realized as I was feeding them. The second problem I didn't realize until I was checking their water this morning before I left, because they tend to go through water so fast. And when it's super cold, you can't always give them water when you want to, because it'll just immediately freeze, and then it's kind of pointless. So you kind of have to wait for a time when you can fill everything up and it won't immediately freeze. So I was checking their waters, making sure everybody was good, and I realized that there was a water bottle not on the ground per se, but completely missing from the cage, and 2 rabbit heads sticking out at me saying, haha, we've got this cage door open.
Like the Godfather.
No, they were whole rabbits just poking their heads out.
Oh,
Not
okay.
just rabbit heads.
Well, you
Oh
might
my-
want to clarify next time.
You're what? You guys, come on.
Okay.
You
They
just
were-
said there were 2 rabbit heads. Like, what was Laser could have done something.
I
I immediately thought of the Godfather. I was like,
I realize the time of year it is, and that you guys are spooky and creepy minded, but no. No, they have one of those
thinking about
cage
you.
doors that opens in. So their cage is oddly at an angle because they kept tilting it. And,
Tilt.
Yes.
2013 Crown.
And so the only way that I could get it to stop rocking whenever they hopped was to put it at an angle with the front of the cage up and the back of the cage a little bit down. It's not a severe angle, but it's enough that
45 degrees.
somehow they popped that inward opening door enough that
Penny pieces.
the latch popped up and the gate swung in so they could see. Usually with those gates, even if it's unlatched, they can't get out because number one, they don't realize it's unlatched, and they're not like dogs and cats. They don't reach out with their feet and paw and pull things toward them. So they usually don't get out. But since their cage was at an angle, that door popped toward them, and they realized, hey, we can stick our heads out. But I'm still not sure how their water bottle got inside their cage. It was actually missing because it was inside the cage. And I was like, well, I found the water bottle. So I had to reach all the way inside those cages. But
Obviously, they grabbed it with their hands and they said, and they put it in the cage. I mean,
Obviously,
it's
that's
just
telepathic.
safekeeping. It's common
Safekeeping?
sense.
I should have known that.
Obviously.
Telepathic, don't you know? They're magic.
Yeah, they actually have mind powers.
They go.
It's actually MK Ultra.
Yo.
So,
I hope you know what you're talking about.
I
No.
know what I'm talking about. They go.
it's so bright outside.
You just, where'd your face go?
So anyways, back to mom.
No. Okay, so I didn't get to Mary's section of the band last night. So this is what happened. Rabbits, go.
Well,
Pizza time
anyways,
with crabs.
I don't know anything about what. This is my interview. I don't know anything about rabbits. I've never been to a fair. I've never been. I don't know. I told mom that I wanted a rabbit before we went to Disney, like a few years ago, and I was like, I want a rabbit. And she was like, oh, okay. And then she started looking at rabbits, and I was like, oh, are you serious? She was like, yeah, we'll get this black and this white one. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then that didn't happen, and we ended up getting 6 baby rabbits, which I thought were the cutest things ever. And then
They pee on me.
they started like actually doing things that rabbits do, and now I did. It was like, ooh, that's kind of weird.
Like what?
Peeing, pooping, eating, actually being animals with 4 legs. So yeah.
The live action part got you?
Yeah, I don't know. Just something about it. I think they needed a new director or something. They needed to be like disciplined, but they didn't have any parents because they were just like children. So it was like a Lord of the Flies situation. So I didn't really know what to do. So mom kind of took over, and I haven't really seen them since.
It's because we don't have any of them except Allie's.
Well, apparently they're gone. So heck if I didn't know that. I don't know how long a rabbit lives for.
Remember, you told me I could sell Lotso.
Yes, I did. Lotso was my rabbit that I named after the Toy Story thingy. bear, the big purple bear named Lotso. But yeah, all I think about now is my Pro Buds. Get them at Walmart for $20.
Okay,
Thanks, guys.
So I think we're back on track again. Yeah! Right, Fluffy?
Oh,
I am so sorry for this video, but I'm seriously, I think I'll just post it unedited. What do you
So,
think?
I'm not sorry. This has actually been the best day of my life. I would like to thank both of my dads and whoever woman is in the car with me. I only know Jesus and Keaton B. Smith. So,
Get that out of here.
anyway, so thank you for coming to my vlog.
It's not a vlog.
It's a vlog.
It's a vlog.
You know the vibes. Thanks,
The
guys.
vibes? What's a vibe? Vive. I know Vive. I don't know what a
V-I-V-E-S. You can call me by my middle name.
Ruth.
No.
That's
My
not
middle name is Veronica.
I thought it was Heather.
Shut up, Heather. Sorry,
up,
Heather.
Heather.
You're supposed to say sorry, Heather. Okay, bye, guys.
A couple of hours later, and I am now at the farm. I didn't know whether this would be the day that I would bring test rabbits out or not. The rabbitry is not as ready as we had hoped it would be before we started bringing test rabbits. So instead of bringing as many as I have ready and tattooed to be brought out here as test rabbits, I'm just bringing 3, and a strategic 3 that did not take this last time that I bred them. Actually, one of them did, but she only had 3 babies and they were all stillborn as her first litter. And I think she had a little trouble because they were pretty stretched out. So I'm not sure if they were just too big for her or if she just had an extended labor since it was her first time. I won't really know until the next time I breed her if this is a problem or just a first time litter issue, which I'm not concerned about. And I'm headed out to the rabbitry, and I needed them out of the nest cages because I have some more rabbits that are coming up due and I want to go ahead and move in. And they are probably very angry with me because this road is extremely bumpy. Okay, so I've been thinking, here we are in season 1, but what makes it season 1? And I'm thinking season 1 is the season where we're working on the colony setup. And I think that as soon as we move all of the rabbits we intend to move out here, that video will be season 2. So I think this is close to the end of season 1 for us. Hey, Popo, you want to get out? And there will still be quite a bit of noise, so I'm only bringing these older rabbits that are pretty tried and true, have been around a while, won't be too terrified. This is going to be a change in diet for them, a fairly immediate change. So I need to know if these older rabbits can also tolerate that immediate change, because they will still have pellets and they will still have hay, but they also got all this other stuff that they've never eaten before. The last section of deer netting is now up.
Wait.
Oh. So we got 3 test rabbits out here. These 3 are from my nesting cages, as I mentioned before. And they have been by themselves. They've never they haven't even been near each other in the nesting cages. So this is going to be a first for all of them. Don't know how it'll go. They could fight and scream, or they could be just like, hey friends. So, which one should I let go first?
The white one.
Alright, she'll be easy to keep track of. Now, she's the one that just had the babies, but they were stillborn, so. There you go, darling. That is Porcelain Tower of Nandy. And this is one of our Lex Rex bunnies. Baby, this is Apple Brioche. She's the one that you treated for pneumonia. She looks good, doesn't she?
Looks great.
Other than some weird fur things going. She's so scared. So scared. Good girl. This is Golden Afternoon. One of the ones that I kept because you liked the gold tipped steel color. Alright, look. You're friends. Be friends. What do you think? Poor Apple Brioche is so terrified. She don't want to move. Hey, what do you think? You like having friends? Alright, so while they're trying to figure out what they want to do, I'm going to see how my feeder works. I took your idea for your deer feeders and took one of these tubes from the bank. And I'm just going to fill it up. And there's food enough in here for probably 10 rabbits, but we'll see how it goes. Check it out, make sure there's no hidey holes so we can escape through. We're gonna have to put like some 2x4s or something in front of the gate though, just in case they breach my temporary wall. Hi darling, you having fun? Oh, you found a nice leaf. You don't know what to do with yourselves. You're so happy. So happy. Yeah. You're not cold at all. I'm out here freezing and you don't care. Think that feeder will work?
I don't see why not.
And if they wanted to, they could sit there and dig all the food out onto the ground, but I don't know that they'll be that bored. I think that's a bored rabbit thing.
It's like everything else. It's an experiment. You
Yep.
just gotta try it. See what happens.
So I just took 3 nesting boxes and turned them on their side since they're not actually for babies, but I wanted to give them a little wind break. I threw some leaves up in the air to see which way the wind was blowing, but they all went different directions, so I don't know. So I don't know whether the wind blows that way or whether it blows this way, but they're rabbits. They won't care. If they get cold enough, they'll snuggle up. Well, I guess I should go down there and hop over. They're playing hop rabbit. I'm not sure if they're fighting or just having fun.
Kick.
It's like a little deer.
Everybody shake your baby.